Hello number ones, welcome back to my channel. This is the Metatron speaking. Today we're going to talk about lucid dreaming, and this video will be divided into three sections. In the first one we'll be talking briefly about the science behind lucid dreaming. In the second one we'll talk about my own personal experience, considering I've been lucid dreaming for over 20 years. And in the third and final sections I will teach you how to have a lucid dream. So let's get to it. So the first question is, what is a lucid dream? Well, a lucid dream is a dream in which you keep your consciousness. In other words, you realize and you find out, you know, that what you are seeing is indeed a dream. Everything that you experience, the places you see, the people you interact with are in your mind. Now, the ability to lucid dream is also the ability to keep on dreaming after understanding that you are indeed in the dream world. And also, in the best of cases, taking advantage of that situation, taking control, active control over everything that you experience. It can indeed be a life-changing experience, and if you have never experienced a lucid dream, then you should definitely keep watching this video. But what is the science behind this? What happens in your brain when you find out that you are in a dream? Research has shown that there is an increased activity in the parietal lobe, making lucid dreaming a conscious process. This recognition might occur in the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, which is one of the few areas in the brain which is deactivated during REM sleep. Once this area is activated, the recognition of dreams might occur. To maintain this state of hallucination, the amygdala and the parahippocampal cortex will be less intensively activated, while the pons and the parieto-occipital junction will remain active. Now let's explain what the hippocampus and the amygdala are to better understand what we are talking about. The hippocampus is the part of the brain located inside the temporal lobe, consisting mainly of grey matter. It is a component of the limbic system and plays a role in memory and emotion. In other words, the hippocampus is necessary to have a conscious recollection of past events. The amygdala instead is a region of the brain located in the central temporal lobe, and it has to do with emotions, fear and pleasure. It is by default unconscious. It gets direct sensory information on its own, and it is not linked to the conscious system. Moving on to my own personal experiences with lucid dreaming, I'd like to share with you a dream. I will not talk about how I managed to understand that it was a dream, because that's what we will be talking about in the third part of this video. But first I'd like to share with you the emotions and the amazing experience that this recognition was. I remember that I was at my uncle's home, and he has a piano. So of course I'm a pianist myself. Well, I like playing, and I studied piano for over 10 years. So whenever I see a piano, I sit down and I start playing. So this is what I started doing. But there was something strange. Something was wrong. The keys were not where they were supposed to be. The black keys and the white keys, there was just too much distance between them, and I could not play properly. With a little bit of experience and using a method that I will share with you in a moment, I realized that indeed I was dreaming, and that everything that I had around me was just a projection of my own mind. I kept on dreaming. I thought to myself, my goodness, this is a dream. Everything I see is not real, but I can use this. So I looked outside and I wanted to try. So it was a beautiful and bright day. The sun was shining, and I commanded nature and the weather to change, and I said, let it be rain. The clouds came together and it started raining. I then decided to try again, and I said, let the rain stop. I now want it to be night. The sun disappeared, the rain disappeared, and it was night. It was an overwhelming feeling. I was in a world that I could control with my mind. Of course, the next thing I decided to try was to fly, and boy, it worked. I started flying all over my city. It was incredible. I could feel the air. But the real question is, how did I do it? How could I realize that I was dreaming, and how can you start doing that as well, to have this experience of control and have your wishes and desires come true, at least in the dream world? Well, the first thing is that in the very beginning of the dream, there was a piano then, and I sat down and I started playing, because you have to understand about me that I've studied 10 years of piano. I'm an almost pianist, so to speak. The problem is that just like in many other dreams, whenever I have a dream and there is a piano, I try to play, but I can never do it. Now, this is a pattern that I have learned to recognize in my dreams. Whenever there is a piano, I will not be able to play it. Now, recognizing patterns in your dreams is the first clue for your mind to wake up to the possibility that what you have around you is the dream world. So a good idea could be to write down a journal, write down your dreams as soon as you wake up, and then examine them and try to look for common patterns, and then record them in your memory. The second thing that you can do is just pick up a book in a dream. If you pick up a book in a dream, well, you have to understand that not all parts of the brain, as we have said before, are active. Now, some people say they can't read in dreams, other people can. I personally can read in my dreams, but there is one clue that can help you realize that you are dreaming. That is, look at the book and you will see a full page filled with words. Now look away and look again at the book. What the brain does is that the words that you will find on that page will be completely different to those that you found just a few seconds before. That is because your brain replaces randomly the words on the page that you try to read in your dreams. So if you look away, you look at the book again, and you see that the words have changed, you, my friend, are in a state of dreaming. But how can you make sure that you remember to do this in your dream while you're not conscious? What you need to do then is to make this a habit in the real world. Just pick up a book every once in a while, look at the page, look away and look at it again. If you do it often enough during your daily life, it will become a habit, and you will most likely start doing it also in your dreams, with the only difference that the words will change. Words in a book are not the only thing that your brain is not able to properly create in the illusion. Another thing that you can try doing is looking at your hands. Look at your hands in the real life. Every so often, just do this. You're walking around the house, just look at your hands and stop looking. Again, if you do this for a few weeks, it will become habit and you will start doing it in the dream. The interesting part, and perhaps even mysterious, is that your brain is not able to reproduce your hands properly. Reason? I don't know. There's still a lot of research on this, but when you will look at your hands in your dream world, there will be something odd. There will be something strange. Either proportions will be wrong, or some people have even said that their hands start melting in the dream, and this is actually quite a common thing to happen. I know it sounds spooky, but it will help you realize that you are in the dream world. Looking at the mirror is another possibility. Most of the times your image will not be real. It will either be a blur, or you will just not be reflected in a mirror. Ultimately, what you can try and do is that during your daily life, start making little jumps and trying to fly. Of course, don't jump off the window, but just do this during your day in your home, possibly when you're alone, just a little suggestion here. The difference in the dream world is that when you will do a little jump and you will try to fly, you will actually fly. The last is this sort of mantra, and this is one that really works with me well. Before going to sleep, when you are there and it's night, start repeating, and at first you can do it out loud and then you can just do it in your mind. Start repeating the words, tonight I will have a lucid dream. Tonight I will have a lucid dream. As a mantra. Doing this, repeating it over and over before going to sleep, will make it something that you will remember in the dream. Other people, I normally use this, but other people use different mantra. For example, you can even say, all that I am experiencing is a dream. All that I am experiencing is a dream. You can try the one you want, but normally this is one that works really well for me. When I do this, I experience a lucid dream. Now, ultimately, what can lucid dream bring to us apart from a fantastic experience? What I've been doing in the last 20 years is that I've been using my lucid dreams to study. What do I mean by that? Is that I meet other people that I create consciously, and they speak to me in different languages. As a matter of fact, this is one of the ways that I practice my languages, and it's probably one of the little secrets that I have, and you will have understood by now, if you've been following for a while my videos, that I have a few tricks. Let's put it this way. Now, what I do is that I start talking Japanese, Chinese, English, French, Italian, the languages that I've studied. Interestingly enough, not only the other people form complete coherent thoughts that have nothing to do with my consciousness, so they help me have a conversation. Another interesting point is that most of the times that I've slept with someone in my life, they always tell me that I tend to speak other languages. I actually do this in real life. It's real practice. Thirdly, what happened to me, and this is the most mysterious part, and I don't really have 100% of an explanation, is that sometimes I've been speaking to someone in Chinese in my dream, and he will use a word that I don't understand. When I wake up from the dream and I go look that word up, it will be an actual word in Chinese that I didn't know. So how was that possible? My theory with this is that probably it was a word that I have heard during my, like during university lectures, for example, from my university teachers, or perhaps in a film, and I just stored it in the memory, unconscious memory, and I just did not know that word was even there. But in the dream, in this further deeper state of sensation and consciousness, most likely that word was brought up to me, and I can assure you that I will never forget those words that I've learned this way. Okay, well, thank you very much for your time. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you managed to have a lucid dream, please let me know in the comments below. And remember, the Metatron has spread his wings. Goodbye.